Hey guys, today I'll show you some chemical reactions with blood. For these experiments, I'll be using my venous blood. To prevent it from clotting on its way to the lab, I'll premix it with a small amount of heparin. Heparin will not have any effect on the reactions. Venous blood has a dark red color with a bluish tint. This blood is poor in oxygen and is darker than arterial blood. I'll store the collected blood in a conical flask. Since heparin is already present in the flask, this time I can collect blood without it. Now that we have enough blood, let's see what happens when we pass different gases through it. I hope this amount of blood will be enough for all the experiments I've planned. I'll be performing each experiment with blood in a test tube. First up, I'll pass carbon monoxide through the blood. Carbon monoxide has a unique reaction with hemoglobin, forming a stable complex called carboxyhemoglobin or carbonyl hemoglobin. I've always been curious to see how the blood color shifts with carbon monoxide. So here we go. I slowly begin to pass carbon monoxide through the blood. Interestingly, we can notice a distinct hexagonal structure forming in the test tube during gas bubbling. I tested it behaves the same way with inert gas too, so it's not about the gas itself. As the gas flows, hexagonal structures create a large soap-like hexagonal bubble at the top of the test tube. At this time, my carbon monoxide detector be like. So, after bubbling carbon monoxide, we got blood of a completely different shade. I'd say that it's more of a crimson color than cherry red as they write when carboxyhemoglobin is formed. Although it's possible it depends on the concentration of carbon monoxide that combines with the blood. Next, I tried passing pure oxygen through the blood. Since oxyhemoglobin is bright red, this change should be clearly visible. At first the blood turned bright red, but eventually it returned to its original color. Now let's see what happens when potassium cyanide is added. Cyanide poisoning is known for giving blood a cherry red color. I prepared a concentrated solution of potassium cyanide and began to add it to the blood drop by drop. After adding cyanide, there is a noticeable color change, but is this really that cherry red shade? So I decided to see what they mean when we talk about cherry red color, and I found this palette of colors. So here is a comparison. I dissolved 3 drops of blood in water, so that the shade was more distinguishable, and this is what happened. This is normal blood without any effects. This blood after bubbling carbon monoxide. Here you can immediately notice the change caused by carbon monoxide. The blood has become crimson. And this blood after bubbling oxygen. Now I'll shake all 3 flasks and we'll look at the result. You can see a clear change only with carbon monoxide, while oxygen didn't change the color as much. For our next experiment, we'll not need a cherry red color palette, because I'll bubble hydrogen sulfide through the blood. As hydrogen sulfide interacts with the blood, it turns black due to the formation of black iron sulfide as hemoglobin breaks down. Now we'll see what happens to the blood if it comes into contact with hydrogen sulfide. As you can see, hydrogen sulfide very easily destroys blood, which is why it's considered one of the most toxic and organic gases. In ultra-macro shots, you can see this destructive process up close. Nevertheless, we can still observe a hexagonal structure. As a result, we got blood of this black color without any cherry red shades. Now I'll add 3 drops of blood to a flask with water to compare the shades. First, regular blood. And now blood after a couple of drops of potassium cyanide solution. I'm not sure, but perhaps this behavior of the blood is caused by the alkaline reaction of potassium cyanide solution and not by the cyanide itself. Unfortunately, I didn't do a separate experiment with alkali for comparison. And these are 3 drops of black blood after hydrogen sulfide. So guys, I hope this video satisfied not only my curiosity, but yours as well. If you enjoyed this video, leave your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more experiments. There are still a few more gases to test with blood. If you'd like to support the channel, consider becoming a patron via the link in the description. And of course, big thanks to all my patrons for making these videos possible. Each experiment you see on this channel is only possible because of the support from my dear patrons. Whether it's sourcing materials, setting up equipment, or exploring new chemical ideas, every contribution helps bring these videos to life. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.